Good night, everyone, and welcome back to another DTools Cloud After Dark webinar. Thank you for being DTools customers, tuning in and giving us so much helpful feedback. Like always, I'm going to breeze through a PowerPoint of our agenda before we dive in. If you're a new user, welcome to the DTools Cloud team. I'm Leanne. I also go by LB, and I'm a customer success manager here at DTools. I'll be hosting this evening. Andre and Tiffany are also customer success managers, and we're here to help train you guys, coach you on best practices, and pass your feedback on to our product and development team. Megan and Veronica are your DTools Cloud account managers, and they're here to help guide you as you onboard and maximize your use of the software by adding training hours and services to help you guys to scale your businesses.
Okay, so again, tonight we're covering how to create service plans and monitoring agreements and some best practices. So service plans are the primary source of recurring revenue for system integrators. DTools has done a lot of the heavy lifting by researching and listing the most commonly used features for service plans. So all you need to do is select the features you want to include, set the pricing, and review them. So we'll cover how to create or modify service plans and how to create a service opportunity versus opportunities for your normal projects. Once a service plan has been accepted by your client and you win the service opportunity, it then becomes a service contract. So I'll show you where to find your contracts, how to request a payment, and how to enable automatic payment requests. Right, so by turning on automatic payment requests, you're going to reduce administrative work and human error, and it helps to ensure that your clients are paying on time. And lastly, I'll be sprinkling in some tips, tricks, and treats as we move throughout the application. We'll cover some proposal customization best practices, how to duplicate plans, and where to find examples of plan features to add. Okay, so first, let's start by doing some housekeeping and head over to our settings, and we're going to find the service tab. All right, so that's settings here and service. Okay, so before you start building your service plans, I always suggest editing your plan lengths, billing frequencies, and your terms and conditions here. You can also set up discounts for different plan lengths. For example, it might be easier to lock a client in for 3 years versus 1 if you give them a 15% discount, right? So let's go ahead and pop that in actually. All right, so now that's updated. Your billing frequencies are here as well. So you're not going to see your plan lengths or billing frequencies when editing your plans, which is why I always suggest setting it up here first, right? You'll see them once you've selected them in an actual opportunity, and then you'll be able to choose which ones you'd like to offer to your clients. Okay, so we'll see these again later. Again, your plan terms and conditions are also nested here. Right? So it's important to protect yourselves and your businesses against any claims and hold your clients accountable.
Hey, LB, can we hold on just a second? Is anybody else in the chat having issues seeing LB's screen? Just if so, I just want to give everybody a second if they need to like restart or to log out of the meeting and log back in.
Okay. Yeah.
We just had a
of
couple people in
course.
the chat say they couldn't see your screen. So
Okay.
okay. All right. I think we should be good now. Leanne, sorry to interrupt you.
Not a problem. Thank you for checking because I can't see. All right.
Go
So
ahead.
yes, just to recap, guys, come into your settings, right? Find the service plan tab, or excuse me, the service tab here, and then modify your plan lengths, your billing frequencies, and your terms and conditions. All right, so let's exit our settings. And we're going to find the catalog tab here and service plans. Okay, so if you haven't noticed, we've added monitoring agreements to our catalog. A service agreement is an agreement for ongoing support, maintenance, and repair services for a product or system. And then a monitoring agreement is to provide regular observation, reporting, and maintenance services to make sure that a system is operating efficiently and securely. Both types of plans share very similar components, but have different types of features that can be added to them. Okay, so if you're like me, you might have plans that are similar that just have more value as the price increases, right? So this duplicate button here is your friend. All right, so build a simple plan and duplicate it, add more features and increase the price, or build an enterprise plan, duplicate that and lessen the price, and then just remove the features for plans with less add-ons. Right, so I love this feature. Okay. So first you want to think about what you'd like to name your service plans. You might have a naming convention that you've used in the past that you're just going to migrate over, or you might be starting from scratch. Some good examples I've seen are Essential Care and Concierge Care, or simply Silver, Gold, and Platinum. Right, so I have a mixture of both here. So let's take a look at my Silver plan. I'm going to find this ellipsis and edit here. All right, so this is where the plan is defined, right? Give it a name, add a description, and then set your pricing. Right, so I have a fixed base price of $99 a month. Of course, we can go annually. And you can also make it dynamic and calculate the price of the plan based on a percentage of your project totals. Right, so your product price, cost, labor, and both. Right, but I'm going to keep it fixed and keep it at $99 a month. All right, and below here, I already have some plan features. So my Silver plan gives my client a maximum of 2 service calls per month at no charge, and also 2 remote support sessions at no charge. Right, and then anything additional is going to be billed at a rate of $50 an hour. So to add your plan features, you're just going to click on this green text here. All right, and your plan features are going to slide out from the right. So we already provide a wide range of features by default, and some of these features are not available for your monitoring agreements. Okay, so examples. Included service calls. This can be used to define the number of free service calls and paid service calls for the month or the year, right? And I've already added that. We also have after hours service. You might want to add this if your service calls during regular hours are billed at $50 a call. And then any calls after that or on weekends are billed at maybe $70 a call. We also just added our automatic plan renewal, and this can be used to trigger an automatic renewal of the contract based on its expiration date. All right, but one of my favorite, if not my favorites, plan feature here are my plan coverage details. All right, so when in doubt, I always say to use this feature. It's a simple text field and super flexible if you're quickly trying to recreate your existing service plans. All right. And we want you guys to be successful when building these plans for the first time. So we've also provided some examples here, right? These are our DTools examples, you could say. So just click use, this green button here. All right, you can tweak some of this text if you want to. And I'm just going to add this to my service plan. And there it is. We also have our terms and conditions here. And over to the right of this, there's this checkbox to require client agreement. So this basically means that when they're looking at it in the proposal, before they can accept and sign, they're going to have to check off that they've read through your terms and conditions. And I always suggest turning this on. And as we keep scrolling, you guys can also add attachments here and any additional notes. Okay, so let's get out of this. And we'll take a quick look at my monitoring agreement too, right? So I'm going to hit this toggle up here and switch over. I'm going to find my ellipsis here and edit again. And it's the same concept, guys. I have my name here, my description. I've added an image this time, right? And my price is at $50 a month. And here are my plan features. All right. Now we're going to find the Opportunities tab. Okay. So if you didn't know already, you can create service opportunities if you're just interested in offering a service plan or monitoring agreement. So instead of clicking New Opportunity here, find this little tiny arrow pointing downward to the right, and it's going to prompt you to create a new service opportunity. All right, quickly add in your opportunity details and your client information, and then you'll land straight into the opportunity. But I'm going to jump into one that I'm already working on. All right, so let's jump into Lee's here. All right, I'm going to jump into my quote. Okay, and then notice the design tab is not here, right? It doesn't even exist because now we're in a service opportunity, right? So we're just adding our service plans. Whereas in an opportunity, you're adding equipment and labor, etc. Okay, so let's add my silver plan. All right, and there it is. But Lee and I talked earlier, and he's leaning toward my silver plan, but I'm also going to add my gold and platinum as alternates so that he can review all of them and choose the best option. All right, so I'm going to find this ellipsis here, and I'm going to add my alternates. And I want to pop both of these in. Okay. So now we're going to jump into the silver plan, and we're going to choose our lengths and billing frequencies for the plan, right? So remember what we edited back in our settings. So we're going to jump in here and edit this. All right, the name, descriptions, plan features, notes, and terms come over, but we want to focus here on lengths and billing frequencies. So I'm going to offer up to 3 years, but I only want to offer monthly and annual as my billing frequencies, right? So I'm going to deselect these other ones. I'm going to go ahead and offer him a monitoring agreement. So I briefly mentioned our monitoring agreement, so I didn't want to put too much pressure on Lee, but let's go ahead and pop it in and make it optional. So I'm going to add another service plan here. I'm going to select my monitoring agreement and pop this one in. And there we have it. And again, I don't want to be too pushy or thirsty, so I'm just going to edit this and I'm going to mark it as optional. All right, so with alternates, Lee has to choose one, but with an optional monitoring agreement, it doesn't mean that it's been applied to the quote until he decides to go in and add it. And in this case, let's go ahead and edit this one too. And I'm just going to offer an annual plan or an annual monitoring agreement. Boom. All right, so let's take a look at the proposal now. All right, so up in the top right, I'm going to edit my proposal. So right now we're in edit mode. Of course, you can customize these proposals the same way you would a regular opportunities proposal. All right, just hover over it, find this edit button, and you're going to get some options to the left. All right, so customize how you want to display your service plan or your service agreements. If you want to show your images, if you want to show your attachments and your notes, if you'd like to have your terms displayed inline, or if you want to have it pop out in a different window, which I like because your terms can get kind of lengthy. All right, and if you want to show the decline plan option, and in this case, I'm going to turn this one off. All right, and I have my alternate options expanded just so that he can get a good look, because sometimes this little link here can get lost. All right, so as a best practice, turn this button on or this toggle on. Okay, but let's put it in present mode to see exactly what Lee is going to see after I share it with him. So up in the top right, there's this TV icon to present. All right, so once I click the paper airplane and share this with Lee, he's going to get an email. He'll click view proposal, and this is exactly what he's going to see. All right, so let's just check some things off or select some things on Lee's behalf. So we're going to go 24 months, and we're going to keep it at monthly. All right. Here are my other plans. And then here's that monitoring agreement that is not applied yet, but why not? Let's go ahead and pop this one in too. So I'm going to select this. All right, and then here's my summary. So we're on our silver plan at $99 a month, and then here's my alarm monitoring agreement, and I'm just going to pay $510 for the year. All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and accept and sign, and it's going to prompt me to review my terms and conditions. Right, so we didn't do that yet. Yep, so here that is. We're going to get a warning that we need to review them before we can actually accept this proposal. All right, here are my terms. And here's this checkbox. Right, stating that I've read and understand my terms. All right. Oops. Uncheck that. Okay. All right, so now let's accept and sign on Lee's behalf. We're going to accept the proposal. Okay. So let's win this opportunity and take a look at the service contract next. All right, so I'm going to back out of my proposal, find my opportunities tab, and let's just drag and drop this over into my one column. All right, so it's this one, and let's win it. All right, let's create our service contract. So it's going to drop me straight into my service contract, but before we're looking at Lee's, I did want to call out the contracts tab over to the left underneath service. Right, so under this tab, you can see all of your service contracts, right, service and monitoring agreements alike. And then here I can see Lee's on a on a silver service plan, and he's also on this alarm monitoring agreement. Now let's jump into my silver service plan contracts or service contracts here. Right, here I can find my service plan details, and I'm going to add my start date, and that's here. So let's start this on November 1st. All right, and remember, we're on a 24-month plan, so my end date is going to be in 2026 here. Okay, next I want to find the payments tab, and that's this second tab up here to the top left. Okay, here I can generate my payment schedule and send payment requests when I'm ready. All right, click this green link here, my billing and due dates and the amounts. All right, so again, I can request a payment when I'm ready, or I can enable our automatic payments over to the right, and have messages sent on scheduled billing dates. All right, and as I mentioned before, automatic payment requests are a great way to avoid errors and simply, or just simply forgetting to bill a client, right? So please take some of that stress off of your plates and enable this automation here. So let's go ahead and turn this on. All right. Keep in mind, guys, today we're only sending the payment request message on the billing dates. Your customers will not be charged automatically because Cloud does not store credit card details to make payments as of yet. Right? So here you'll see the payment dates and the amounts that we've set based on the plan lengths and billing frequencies. Let's hit next here. Here you can pop in a custom message to be displayed on each payment request and select your preferred payments, integration, or payment method if you're using DTools payments, which I highly recommend. And then lastly, we're going to pop in Lee's information. Okay. And once we hit done, we'll be done setting up our automatic payment requests. So automated payment requests have been enabled for the service contract. The next request will be sent on Friday, November 1st. Okay, so just to recap, modify your plan lengths, billing frequencies, and terms in your settings. Create your service plans in the catalog and add your planned features and pricing. Then add your service plans to your quotes to share a proposal with your client. And then after they've been accepted, win the opportunity or the service opportunity and start billing from this view. Okay, so service plans and recurring revenue creates a more stable and predictable revenue stream, and it helps to build stronger customer relationships. So get started today or start adding them to your existing proposals and projects.